truth is that the minute you take out your knitting, even if it's really great knitting, you know, even if it's lace or socks or something equally clever, the minute you take it out of your bag, your IQ drops about 20 points in the eye of the beholder. If you're a spinner, by the way, then you get a double bonus. Because then you get to be both dim and archaic. When I became a writer, I thought that things were going to go better for me at cocktail parties. And for a while it looked good. For a while, we meet about 35 seconds. For a while at cocktail parties, people would say, you know, what do you do? And I would say, because it was all very new to me and I was very excited, I would say, well, I'm an author. And they would lean in, all interested, an author, oh my. Well, now, you're published? And I would say, yes, I am. And I'd say, how many books have you written? And I'd say, 3. And they'd say, wow. And they do well? And I'd say, they do. And then because all good things must come to an end, and because nothing is perfect, then they would say what they have to say in order for the universe to have balance. And they would say, what do you write about? And I would take a deep breath, realizing that my social cachet was about to land squarely in the dumper again. I would take a deep breath, and for one moment, I would think about saying, whales. The migration of the Arctic minke whale. I do a great deal of research. Very intelligent. But I'm basically an honest person, so I would have to tell the truth. And I would take a deep breath, and I would look them all squarely in the eye, and I would say, knitting. I write books about knitting. And then all of the cool people go, oh. Because they thought I was interesting. And then they try to recover. Because we are in public after all, and they can't be rude, so they try to pull themselves together. They think desperately about what that could mean, that I write about knitting. After a few minutes they say, oh, so you write books about how to knit. And I say, no. No, I don't. I write useless books about knitting. And then they say, oh. And then they have another moment of recovery, and they say, oh, but you write patterns, right? Pattern books? You're a designer, a knitwear designer. And I say, no. And then it has to get worse. And I look them dead in the eye, and I say, I write knitting humor. It's a niche market. And then all the people at the parties give me the same look. And I feel that you know this look, even if this has never happened to you. I feel that you've seen this look on a fellow human being at some point, because this is the look that people give you if they accidentally discover the size and location of your stash. I actually don't advocate that, letting people find out about your stash. I think stash is a very private matter. I see no reason to be discussing it with people. They don't understand. The best way to keep people from finding out about your stash is, stick to your guests. You know, when people come to your house, do not let them wander around unattended. Stay with them, you know. They're going to open a door. They're going to think a door is the bathroom. It's the linen closet. Game over for everybody, right? They find out how much yarn you have. And if somebody sees the stash, they start forming an opinion about you. And it doesn't take long. And it's not a good opinion. If this happens to you, that someone sees your stash, you're going to have very little time to react. The longer you take to react, the more time they have to form that negative opinion of you. So I've taken the liberty of writing down a few responses for you. I actually advocate memorizing at least 2, because this is going to happen to you more than once. If somebody discovers your stash and they're looking, first thing you got to do is kind of look at their face. And you got to work out if you have a problem. You probably do, but there's always a chance that things are all right. And you look at them and look at the expression on their face. And if they look impressed, you're okay. If they look kind of scared, then you need something off this list. So they say, they always say the same thing. They say, "Wow, you sure have a lot of yarn." You can say, "Thanks for noticing. It's been a big job. It's taken a long time, but I think I'm finally getting there." Someone says, "You sure have a lot of yarn." You can say, "This? No, this is just what I need for this week." You can play dumb. This one works rather well. You can say, they say, "You sure have a lot of yarn." You can say, "What? Sorry? So I can't hear you. All of the yarn in this room really muffles the sound." Or my favorite, this is a last resort, this one. It's got a 100% success rate, but it has side effects. So what you can do is they say, "You sure have a lot of yarn," and you pick up some of your yarn, and you hold it. And you give it a little pat, and you say, "Yarn? What yarn?" "These are my kittens."